Hey guys, and welcome back to the JTO channel. And this is your match review of France 1, Belgium nil. Apparently, according to the commentator, there was a lot of hype around this game. Well, if there was any hype, it did not live up to expectation. That was probably one of the worst games I have seen in this tournament. I'm not gonna lie. And there's been a lot of bad ones. I can't lie. This year's has been good, but it's been a lot of dead games. And boy, just like England, every time I talk about France, I always feel the need to go back to England because it's like, yo, they're so like similar, but in bad ways in terms of I genuinely don't know who's been worse. Before we get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, share the video around, and do check out my other bits of content I've done around this tournament as well. We made a review on England and the Slovakia game yesterday, alongside Spain beating Georgia, Switzerland beating Italy so far. So now we know that's Germany through, obviously. That's Spain through, that's England through, Switzerland. And now it's France as well. So I think France, I'm pretty sure they're the fifth team we now know that have gone through in the round of 16. They face the winner of Portugal, Slovenia, who play in just under 40 minutes time as I record this video. But yeah, in terms of this game today, just dead. Not good enough for the amount of top class players that are on the field. Just really a boring, lackluster game of football. Belgium, first of all, what did they do today? I must say, I understand the game plan, but in terms of just the quality going forward, it wasn't good enough. Kind of felt sorry for Doku today because I actually thought he had a decent performance. But in terms of De Bruyne, other than a couple nice passes here and there, nothing from him today. Lukaku today. Wow. Is there anything else I need to say? He got pocketed by Saliba, who's a top defender. William Saliba, Arsenal, you have a top defender, man. He's definitely going to go down as the best centre-back in the world in a couple of years' time. He's currently not the best around right now. I think he's top 5, of course, currently even. But in a couple of years' time, he'll definitely be number 1 because he's so good. And I think he made easy work of Lukaku today. Made easy work of him. I didn't even think he really tried like that, I'm not going to lie. I think Cristiano Ronaldo might be a tougher test for him. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying that assuming Portugal go through because for football's sake, I do want Portugal to go through today against Slovenia. And so they face France because that could be a good game, but they've both been disappointing. Look, I'm not going to lie. There's not really much to say about this game. Like, when you actually think about it, yeah, France were just dead. Lackluster, uninspiring. Deschamps once again going with 3 midfielders. It's like, do you really need to go with 3 midfielders? We'll see if he does that in the next game because Rabiot did pick up a yellow card today, which means he does miss the next game against either Portugal or Slovenia. So I do ask the question of, can Deschamps maybe play a front 4 that involves Griezmann in the 10? You've got maybe Kolo Muani, Ousmane Dembele on the right potentially, Marcus Thuram up front, seeing as he's refusing to start Giroud, and Mbappe on the left possibly. Just see a bit more more attackers on the pitch, man. Because I'm seeing Rabiot and Kante influence what happens up front for France way too much. They're good players, especially Kante, but their influence on what happens going forward in terms of attacking, I think it's a little too much. I think there's enough security with Tchouaméni and Kante there as your 2, and have Griezmann as the 10 against whoever they face, for me personally. Or, if you want to play Camavinga in the midfield 3, with Kante and Tchouaméni, I don't mind that either, because Camavinga's a top player. But yeah, Belgium, Doku, like I said, he tried. Felt sorry for him. De Bruyne, a couple nice passes, but really nothing from him. Lukaku is simply pathetic today. The setup was kind of weird from the Belgian manager because I understand the game plan, but it's like you're dropping De Bruyne so far deep. He does his best work in the final third. He does his best work up the pitch, not when he's deep in the build up, if you know what I mean. Um, so yeah, question marks over that. I knew Belgium weren't gonna go through. I mean, when you don't have Eden Hazard to help you, you don't have Eden Hazard to rely on. I mean, you're gonna be dead because at the end of the day, I'm sorry, the two other world class players, the two other top class players in Lukaku and De Bruyne, as far as I'm concerned, don't turn up enough for the national team when it matters the most. You saw that in the World Cup with Lukaku in the game against, I think it was Morocco or was it Croatia? It was one of those two where he missed like three of the easiest chances a top striker is meant to score. He missed all of them. De Bruyne today, not good enough, not been good enough. I'm hearing this narrative that he had a good tournament or he's been good in this tournament. I don't know what people are seeing. I don't know what they're watching a different game to me clearly because I've not seen De Bruyne turn it on for Belgium this tournament. But it is what it is. They're out. It was expected. They're not good enough. They're old. They're not great now. They're past their prime. This so-called golden generation is now definitely over. You'd assume it's probably gonna be De Bruyne's last tournament. I think he's about 32 years old and he's looking already slow a little bit. I can see him making a move to Saudi in a couple years. So if that's the case, this will definitely be his last tournament, I think, unless he wants to do the World Cup in 2026. Lukaku, pack up your bags, mate. Give Openda a chance. Do you know what I mean? Like let the new generation of strikers that are from Belgium do something because you're done out here, man. You're useless in big tournaments. You're useless when it matters for Belgium. You're great in friendlies. You're great in World Cup qualifiers. You're great in Euro qualifiers. Yeah, that's how you've got 85 goals. That's why you're Belgium's top goal scorer ever. Because stat pads in the easiest of games against Moldova and you get me these nations, bruv. Man, like I don't know San Marino and that. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, they're gone. And Belgium will probably not be anywhere near not near a tournament, but it's very unlikely that we'll see Belgium go far in a tournament anytime soon. Now that the quality is just not that great now, and the fact that the greater players of that team have either retired or just getting old and look washed. I mean, look at Vertonghen. I mean, the own goal today. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, that own goal summarizes Belgium in a nutshell. And it summarizes France in a nutshell in terms of the way they've been this tournament. I mean, there's a stat going around that France don't have an open play goal scorer yet in this tournament. We're in the quarterfinals, guys. Well, we're in the round of 16 currently, but they're in the quarterfinals. And they have yet to have a French player score from open play. All of their goals have either been penalties or own goals from the opposition team. That is disgraceful as far as I'm concerned. And from an attacking standpoint, at least England are scoring goals in open play. Do you know what I mean? Or at least attackers are scoring for England. Like Harry Kane's got 2 goals. Do you know what I mean? Like Jude has a goal in it. Like it's it's crazy in it. But the difference between France and England actually is that, and I always keep going back to England because these are the two worst sides for me that performed in this tournament. They've been the most underwhelming team so far in this tournament. But the difference between France and England, that could be the difference in which France go far compared to England, is that defensively, France are actually good. Now, I said this with England yesterday, and this narrative around people thinking that England are just going to suddenly turn up. The fact that pundits in this country and the media are lying to the people of England saying, this team's going to turn up. They're going to turn up. It's going to eventually happen. And I said, it's not going to happen unless drastic changes happen to the starting lineup. It's the same with France. Maybe the French media and the French pundits, they're probably lying to their people too, saying, hey, we've been critical of France, but hey, they're going to turn up eventually. There's too much quality in this side for them not to turn up, put in a big performance, and smash the teams 3-4-0 or something like that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because with this France team going forward, something is missing from a tactical standpoint and even just a quality standpoint in terms of like Mbappe just doesn't look like Mbappe. He looks dead. Can't lie, he looks really mid at the moment, Mbappe. Mbappe this tournament, he's looking like a really, really average player. This does not look like a player that should be making a big move to Real Madrid with a 150 million euro bonus on his head. Like, what? That's the player. That Mbappe. Mate, I don't know what I'm watching, but he needs to step it up. But I don't see it happening with the setup and the way Deschamps has this team playing. But at least with France, unlike England, they actually look defensively solid. You know, one thing I've said about England, we've criticised Declan Rice defensively. Well, not defensively, but we've criticised Declan Rice in general, mainly on the ball. People have criticised Kyle Walker, Trippier. John Stones looks like he's lost half a yard of pace. And Gahey's been solid. But the difference between France and England is that France defensively actually look good. They actually look comfortable. I think Theo Hernandez was fantastic today at left back. I thought Jules Koundé at right back today. He got man of the match, understandably so. I thought he was fantastic today. I thought William Saliba was fantastic today. I think those three have been great all tournament on a defensive point of view. Mainly Koundé and Saliba. Hernandez has had his mid games, poor games. Upamecano, other than the Poland game, he's been pretty solid. He was pretty good today. Kante's been great in this tournament. So you know what I mean with France. At least defensively, France, it's going to be hard to score past them. Because defensively, they are actually really, really good. They are really good. And they've performed to the levels that they should. Unlike in England, for example, where defensively, they look like an absolute shambles. So yeah, not really much to say. I'm kind of surprised I've nearly made 12 minutes out of this video. But yeah, the own goal happens. Colin Moani, it was a good sequence of play. Kante fizzes the ball into him. He turns, he hits it, deflects off Vertonghen, and it goes into the back of the net. That's why the keeper was nowhere near it. It was a deflection. It's an own goal from Vertonghen. And France go through to the quarterfinals where they face either Portugal or Slovenia. So yeah, that's really it, guys. That's really it, guys, for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. And I'll see you guys later for Portugal, Slovenia. Hopefully it's a better game, but I doubt it. I'm not going to lie, I doubt it. It would surprise me if Portugal, Slovenia ends up being a good game today. Or if we end up seeing a battering from Portugal where they score like 3 goals or something like that. I don't see it happening, but hopefully it does. Because, boy, I need to wake up. Spain saved me yesterday. At least Spain put in a performance against Georgia and they battered them. Do you know what I mean? Because England were absolutely awful. Hopefully Portugal can do something similar to Spain. So yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Peace.